World Economic Forum estimates that to respond to the growing needs of humanity as a whole, it will be necessary to create 3 billion jobs over the next 20 years. I'm certain that it is obvious to all of us that this will require huge volumes of natural resources to feed the global economy so that it achieves the goal mentioned by the World Economic Forum. For instance, the Food and Agricultural Organization estimates that we will need to produce more food in the next 50 years than was produced in the last 10,000 years. And other projections suggest that 77% of the power stations that will be needed by 2030 are yet to be built. This variety of our natural resources, in many ways the true wealth of nations, is inextricably linked to our heritage and the concept of our being as Africans. And all this places our continent in a strategically powerful position, which we must use, recognizing the imperative, among others, that biodiversity remains crucial in our efforts to reduce poverty and support human development in a way that is both sustainable and equitable. Unlike in the past, we cannot afford to provide the globally strategic resources that are and will be required without managing and accounting for the costs of our social and ecological systems. And we need to work towards a sustainable future for our people, for our places, our species, based on an equitable pro-poor society that maintains a proper balance between meeting human needs and protecting the environment. According to many commentators, Africa will be the most vulnerable to climate change and is in many ways already experiencing its effects. Negative climate developments will impact on our food and water resources and hugely affect the livelihoods of many of our people. And some of our key challenges will be to ensure food and water security, as well as access to clean and sustainable energy. It seems clear that the short-term gains we will derive from coal exports and power generation will be far outweighed by the long-term impact on our water supplies. I think we only need to look as far as the current bill of 30 billion rand that is required to rehabilitate almost 6,000 disused mines to understand the scale of this impact. And this number does not include potential revenues lost due to the poor quality of this water or the extra investments required by the authorities to clean polluted water, making it available for human use. In this context, I sincerely hope that our government will remain open to further discussion of the proposal to allow fracking in our country to produce natural gas. If Africa is to capitalize on its strategic resource endowment and utilize its position to rectify some of the global and local inequalities that we face, we will need to ensure that we do not give away our crown jewels only to be left to clean up the mess after the party is over. As the WWF SA, and as Vali indeed has just explained, you occupy a particular and important place in our country. And to the best of my knowledge, you are the only institution we have which pursues an integrated agenda, which includes conserving our national biodiversity, ensuring that our national ecosystems and their services are integrated into our country's sustainable development programs, which includes improving the livelihoods of communities who are most directly dependent on natural resources through better environmental practices. That includes ensuring that South African consumers have the knowledge to influence appropriate environmental practice from both private and public sectors, as well as increasing the environmental skills and capacity among our current and future leaders. I fully agree with all of these and your other important objectives. However, I think that one of the eminent challenges we all face in this regard is how to expand the footprint of WWF SA in our country. Surely all of us must do everything we can so that much larger numbers of our people also take ownership of the vital goals you pursue. Participating in a mass movement for sustainable development under the leadership of WWF SA. Surely I believe we have an obligation to protect that natural heritage to which we owe our very being. And thank you very much.